Your taxes are going up, and here's the proof. And this is a shout out to President Trump for reducing the taxes for the vast majority of Americans. Not the uber wealthy, and maybe not in blue states because of SALT, the state and local tax limits, but your income tax were absolutely down under Trump. And they were going to go up once the Trump tax bill expires. I'm going to prove it to you right here. All these people, man, there are so many voters in the United States who have their heads so far up their butts, it's crazy. My taxes went up for Trump. Prove it. Well, my refund is lower. Oh, so you're saying how much taxes you have to pay is based on your refund. And you can vote? And you have voting privileges? Maybe what we should do, actually, we should deny the Second Amendment to people who think their taxes went up under Trump. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people's did. I'm not going to hide it. Rich people and people who live in blue states because the federal government was subsidizing their state and local taxes. That's a fact. But for the vast majority of complainers, their taxes did not go up under Trump. And we should say, you know, that's what we should do. To get a firearm, legal firearm, you have to pass this test, a quick test. It's basically a poll tax. Did your taxes go up under Trump? Yes, they did. Okay. You don't get a firearm. You lost your rights to vote. You lost your rights to have a firearm. What else did you lose? You lost your rights to. We're gonna put you all in California so California can vote in one mass for the libs, and everybody else will be free from that state because California so dominates electoral policies. But unfortunately, fortunately, if we put everyone in California who think their taxes went up under Trump, it wouldn't change anything, and yet all the other states would be free of them. Wouldn't that be great? All right, so let's check this out. Talking to these people today, just absolutely crushers. We call them Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch some tax reductions. All right, so what you're going to see, I'm going to put these two, and they know I'm using their stuff, but they don't know. You don't know who they are, do you? You don't know who they are. Jack and Jill could be anybody. It could be anybody. It could be your neighbor I'm working with. You don't know. Maybe it's even Jack Biden and Jill Biden, Dr. Jill. Yeah, I'm feisty today because Dr. Jill can freaking pound sand and freaking the clink. Pound sand and the clink. All right, so here we go. 2025 individual. So the genesis of this conversation was my man said, "Hey, this is line 13." Actually, we just do this up a little bit different so you can see. There we go. So you can see. And this is line 13, qualified business tax reduction, qualified business income. How come he doesn't have nothing on line 13 in 2025, but yet if we go to 2026, you'll see he's got a number there. He goes, I don't have a business. Why is that happening? And the reason that's happening is simple, is that what happens is under the Trump tax bill, there's no more personal exemption. There's no more personal exemption. Basically, the personal exemption got swallowed up into the standard deduction. So what you can see here is a standard deduction right here, 12C, standard deduction is $28,531 for a Jack and Jill, and they're both under the age of 65. So $28,531 with no personal exemption. Instead, what was put in line 13 on the 1040 was QBI, qualified business expense. So if you don't have a business, there's zero for line 13. In 2026, once the Trump tax bill goes away, that changes. Let me make this a little bit bigger now so you can see it. Blink, that changes. Oops, let me move this over here. In 2013, it won't be QBI, even though it's still labeled QBI here, it'll go back to personal exemption. But the software doesn't change it over because we don't actually have a 1040 for 2026 yet. There'll be a new 1040 issued. Anyway, and the personal exemption will be $8,800. But the standard deduction went from 20, remember what I told you, it was 28,000 there to 13,000. So the standard deduction gets more than halved, reduced by more than half, if that makes sense. All right. So the standard deduction goes from 28,000 to basically 14,000. The personal exemption kicks in, but it doesn't give us anywhere near what the standard deduction was. So between our personal exemption and our standard deduction, we right now got 22,597 of deductions. Whereas before, how much did we have? We had 28. I'm just going to do like this. Let me just show you here. Let me just make this big so you can see it. Blink. Make this a little bit bigger. Zoom in. There we go. we got $28,500. So we lost $6,000 of exemptions. And that's just a fact, Jack. All right. So now these people got interest of $13,713 in 2025 because they have a bunch of money at the bank. They have a little bit of dividends. They got a brokerage account, not much. And they're doing Roth conversions at $35,000, right? Because they're living off their cash accounts. So there's, you can see their total income is $50,000. Well, just for simplicity, $50,000. Their total taxable income is only $21,800 after the standard deductions. Total income 50, total taxable income 21,800, total tax paid $2,000. All right. So let's go back to this guy. Now we're going to see what this guy is. Total income is $49,000. So less, they have a, because you can see right here, they have a little bit less in taxable interest because they're spending down their cash account. Still do the same Roth conversion, a little bit more on dividends, but they have less income by $1,000. That's 2% less income. And they got standard deductions. That's $6,000 left on the rest on less than the other. So here, their total income here, taxable income is $26,000. What is the taxable income here? $21,000. That's $5,000 more of taxable income. All right, isn't that interesting? But remember, the Trump tax bill only hit the wealthy. Total tax pay, $2,500. Total tax pay, $2,000. So they have a $500 tax increase. That's a 25% tax increase. All right, $500 on $2,000. That's the 25%. Their taxes increased by 25%. I just showed you right there. But they're rich. Oh, are they rich? When they got, what's their income here? $21,000 and $25,000. That makes them rich. Taxes increased by 25%. It's a fact. Thus, if you think that Trump tax bill costs you money, again, using your salt, maybe, but for everybody else that didn't, you should not have the ability to own a firearm. We should regulate that ability. And you know what we should start doing? Because, Democrats are big on not having guns. We should say, yeah, okay, we're going to play that. NRA should play that game too. If you voted for gun control people, you will lose your Second Amendment rights. Just a fact. But it's a constitutional right. Not apparently, not according to you. You don't want us to have firearms. Anyway, your taxes just went up. I just showed you by 25%. And it's just a fact. Thank you, President Trump. And as I said before, Trump will win re-election as by divine, not by God's order, but by whatever the number, whoever runs this show here in the United States, in the world, the evildoers that run this thing. Trump was the 45th president. 4 plus 5 is 9. Trump will be the 47th president. 4 plus 7 is 11. 911. There's some significance in that number, isn't there? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. So we already hear Trump is going to win re-election. The question is, will he be able to get enough passed to get this Trump tax bill, instead of sunsetting in 2026, to expand it? I think he'll have a pretty strong Senate. The question about the House, because gerrymandering and things like that could really affect us. But this will be the last hurrah for the Republican Party, just FYI, in terms of the presidency. This will be it. It's Trump or bust. No one's voting for the Republican Party other than Trump, because the Republican establishment just, like, I won't vote for the Republican establishment choice because they are so bad. The RNC is not our friends. It's just not. Any guy that's not involved in the RNC, I like, but all these clowns up there are involved in the RNC. That's just a fact. And the RNC, as long as they keep Rona, freaking whatever that clown's name is, they can. I will not vote for any people because they suck. For me, it's Trump or bust. I don't care. Trump or bust, baby. Not that. Well, let's just put it this way. I am in Fulton County, Georgia. Huh? You know what I'm talking about? Water main break and State Farm Arena. Well, I'm not in State Farm Arena. It doesn't matter. All right. Don't forget to sign up for my email letter. And again, if you're going to buy something on Amazon, click my links below and do it. It helps your old buddy Josh with that sweet, sweet Amazon money. Don't you want Bezos to give to some good guy as opposed to these clowns and Black Lives Matter? Use my Amazon link to buy stuff. You don't have to buy what you just click on my link, put it in your shopping cart, purchase. I get some commission off that. Yeah, help a guy who lives under the bridge down by the river. All right, we'll see you.